Looking ahead at the dawning of the 21st century, our forefathers couldn't have imagined the legal and moral dilemmas that this generation would be facing. But they were praying for all future generations as they set this country and its government in place.
What is the legal status of the young human? Once a person is born, they are a person, clearly under our laws, and are entitled to protection under our laws. Before a person is born, what are they?
This debate gives new meaning to the question that has been asked for centuries. Maybe Shakespeare framed it best when he said, "To be or not to be, that is the question."
Now we've learned that researchers are using human embryos created for the specific purpose of harvesting the stem cells for research, and donors are being paid for their participation. They are now creating human life to destroy it.
Embryo stem cell research has a potential huge problem, even if it were ever proved to be successful, of tissue rejection, whereas using adult stem cells from the patient is a way around the tissue rejection issue.
Hannah, Luke, and Mark are too young to understand their impact on the debate currently before this body, but their presence is truly a reminder that every child, every life is precious.
We also contacted what is now Nightlight Christian Adoptions to inquire whether they offered embryo adoption. Although they did not, the executive director thought they should offer this service. The Snowflake Embryo Adoption Program was born. Hannah's genetic parents chose us for the embryo adoption the same way a birth mother chooses a family.
I was told in 1997, after 5 years of trying unsuccessfully to conceive, that I could not ovulate. This was devastating for me and difficult for John, albeit John, as a widower, experienced the miracle of childbirth 3 times. Then the agency announced a new service, embryo adoption. Because it featured conception, we immediately changed course in favor of it. After reviewing our home study, Mark and Luke's genetic parents, Tim and Donna Zane, approved us as adoptive parents. We also selected them. The Zanes conceived 10 embryos, approximately July of 1998. They froze 6 embryos for future use in the event the initial transfer failed. Mark and Luke's genetic parents originally intended to terminate them if the embryos proved unnecessary to conceive. In February of 1999, after they gave birth to triplets, they realized they could not destroy their 6 siblings. Surveying the internet for a solution, the Zanes stumbled across the Snowflakes program. On December 10th, 1999, the Zanes entered into contract with us for an open adoption.
A lot of the debate on the stem cell issue has to do with the science. One thing that I'd ask you to pray about is that the truth become known that we do have an ethical alternative, adult stem cell research, that we do not need to destroy young human beings, human embryos, for embryonic stem cell research. Adult stem cells are already being used to treat patients for various diseases like lupus, cancer, multiple sclerosis, for cartilage defects in kids.
What is a young human? Is it a person with protected rights? Is it property that belongs to somebody, can be disposed of, can be handled in any sort of way that we want to? I believe strongly that this is a person. It has a unique set of genetic material. It's alive. If allowed to grow, it becomes a full human being by anybody's recognition. It is a person. Yet now we're discussing destroying this young human to harvest, in this gruesome term, these cells. And even further being discussed, can we take this young embryo and take the nucleus out of it, put somebody else's genetic material in it that we want to grow these stem cells with their genetic material to match up with the person that we want to grow this particular set of tissue or pancreas or nervous tissue, so that we would have a human clone. I think of it more in the terms of almost livestock, is the way people are referring to this as in that setting, because you would be using the young human to grow pieces body parts for other people. This human farming, it's a really gruesome notion that's about us. Also being discussed is the creation of human life, these embryos, strictly for research purposes. Not even creating or guaranteeing any whatsoever sanctity of life or dignity of human existence. This is a central debate of our day. We need your prayers. We need them fervently. We need them continuously. Because upon this issue, is the young human a person or is it a piece of property? Much will be decided.